Politically, socially, and economically, the world is currently going through a challenging time. Rising food and energy costs, the downfall of financial institutions and businesses, and an increase in poverty are just some of the symptoms of the turmoil the world is facing. No one has yet given hope that the condition will change. So, what is causing these problems? And what are the solutions? There are three major reasons. Firstly, the aggregate demand for goods and services skyrocketed in the post-COVID period. During the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, governments all over the world distributed stimulus packages to households and businesses. This excess flow of money and increase in employment after lockdown led to high aggregate demand worldwide. However, the supply couldn't cope up with such high demand, resulting in an increase in the price level. Secondly, the sanctions and blockade induced by the Russia-Ukraine war disrupted the global supply chain of food, fuel, fertilizer, and other necessary goods. Combined, they contribute 13% of global wheat production as well as 69% of sunflower oil. 31% of Eurostat fuel comes from Russia. Lastly, in terms of natural disasters, the world has faced the worst in the last year. China and Europe had acute droughts, whereas India had floods for months. According to FAO, food production has decreased in all continents except Brazil in 2022. These three factors have primarily pushed the world to the edge. So, what are the impacts? Record-breaking inflation has been experienced, foreign reserves of countries are depleting, currencies are losing their value, cost of energy forces closure of production facilities, and financial institutions are falling down. Global inflation rate peaked at 8.9% in 2022, a high not seen since 1981. Around 258 million people in 58 countries faced acute food insecurity at crisis or worse levels in 2022, up from 193 million people in 53 countries in 2021. China's 19.6% youth unemployment rate is nearing a record high. 57% of UK's small businesses are at risk of closure. So, what steps are leaders taking to rescue the world? The answer is none. We are yet to see any effort to peacefully solve the war between Russia and Ukraine. Everyone knows that the war needs to be stopped as soon as possible, but none take the initiative to back down since it will be considered as surrender to the enemy. So, the world is paying for the ego of world leaders. Further, almost no promises of the Paris Agreement, or COP, have been fulfilled yet. The temperature is rising as well as the frequency and damage of natural disasters. What can we do as global citizens? Almost nothing. If you are living in a democratic country, maybe you can influence the policies of the government, but nothing more. Let's hope our leaders will have some sense and save the world from total chaos. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and support the channel for future content.